You know, our goal used to be like, we can get this to $1 million a month, and then we're like, $1 million kind of sounds miserable. But our goal is to, I mean, we're doing about what our, I mean, I hate to say it, like about what our goal is, run $100,000 a month in rev. Easy. Like,
Hi, and welcome to the Flat Bill Investors Podcast. I'm Josh Zaglowski.
And I'm Zach Spencer. Welcome. So today, Josh, we have a serial entrepreneur, father of two. He's been in the RV business, jet business, the online auction business. Like I say, serial entrepreneur, doing lots and lots of cool stuff. Golf business. Today we might be talking a little bit about wedge golf. I'll go ahead and switch the Flat Bill up. Josh, today we've got Jason Haugen.
Yep.
Jason.
Yep.
Welcome.
No, thank you so much for letting me be on the show. I've heard a lot about it, seen it all over the place, and so I'm honored to be able to be on the show.
We're honored to have you, man.
Yeah, thanks for coming up.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah, because Jason just lives just up the road, just about 15, 20 minutes away.
Yep.
Where do you live?
Out in Syracuse, so maybe like a half hour. But I mean, I grew up in the area 10 minutes from here. Love the area. It's beautiful. Always wanted to live up in Mountain Green, but never made it up here, but love it.
Some of us have those dreams.
Yeah.
Someday we'll make it up
for
in the
sure.
mountains. Yeah.
And where Zach started, obviously a serial entrepreneur. What have you always been an entrepreneur, or did it something that just came in the last 15, 20 years? Like, what kind of got you the bug to start to be an entrepreneur?
Honestly, my mom and dad. Yeah, my mom and dad. They owned probably 40 different companies. Oh wow! One of the OGs they helped start Costa Vida, owned all the franchises in Utah. I mean, just 15 minutes from here, they built a couple $100 million worth of real estate and commercial stuff over here in South Ogden, and so just watched them. Always wanted to do what mom and dad did growing up. Never really wanted to work for them and be like, oh, that's just Randy's son, and Valerie, my mom. They did everything together, which was super unique. So when I was 18 years old, started just doing random things. And then I joined a network marketing company.
Just to try and create your own identity, it sounds like.
Yeah. So joined a network marketing company and then kind of dipped my toes in entrepreneurship. Actually became the top runner in the company, which was super cool. And then one thing led to another. And then we had more like sports nutrition.
Okay, cool.
When it became a little bit different, more skincare stuff, I kind of exited, got out of there. But then that's right when the RV thing happened. So kind of just learned from my mom and dad. I mean, I think they're awesome people. Made huge empires, and so learn from them.
Yeah, it is. You just talk about your parents as entrepreneurs, and even so, I didn't. I didn't have parents who are entrepreneurs, but I kind of saw that my dad would always try and do boom, and that's what kind of got me the bug. Is like, that's what I want to try. But going into it, I didn't have. I think I kind of an internship type, where someone talked to him and like going through this risk for. Like we just had another guest, and we talked about being self-motivated as an entrepreneur. Because my husband, he's now 19, he was 18, he was doing acquisitions for us. And he came up to me one day and he said, Dad, entrepreneur's lonely. Right? I think that's why you have to kind of endure with other entrepreneurs.
My dad always used to say, embrace the suck, because it sucks.
Yeah.
But he's like, hopefully it sucks on a beach, or hopefully it sucks somewhere else. But like it is a lot lonelier than people think.
Yeah.
And there's there's also like a quote unquote like dark side of entrepreneurship, but I think that the people that have the most success embrace that. Yeah. And I remember talking to a guy, you guys probably know Andy Elliott. I was hanging out with him on a beach, and I was complaining about something, and he was like, look, you signed up for this when you signed the LLC. Yeah. So quit complaining, and I'm like, okay, you're right. There's just some things that you got to accept. And I think that once you accept that and you figure out how to create the plan and move forward and the systems and processes to move forward, I think that's when you quit fighting it, you embrace it, and you can move on.
Yeah. Well, and to fail fast.
Right.
To get through it. Yeah. Fail forward, fail fast. You hear that all the time. That you're like, hey, just get through it. I just saw a clip the other day that was talking about hugging the cactus. Have you heard that? So kind of the same principle was like, you've got these cactus that to get out of the desert, they're in front of you. The only way to go through it is like just embrace it. Just hug it. It's going to suck. It's going to suck, but you just got to do it. So
right. No,
for sure. And the thing is too, is like when we say fail forward too, is like we've all failed, and that's what kind of gives, I always say, builds that thick candy shell of, as an entrepreneur, because if you're always going through this like silver spoon, all that kind of stuff, it's going to be much harder as you get older to kind of see something that happens just overnight.
Right? Yeah, you look at these mentors or older people that you work with that have like a lot of years on you, and you go, okay, how do they get as wise as they are? How do they get as calm during like real turmoil?
Right.
You see some of these guys that like there's big issues, and they're like, yeah, we'll just handle it.
Right.
Okay, you like How are you so calm right now? Because we've done it 10 times before.
Right. It's funny.
Nothing's a surprise at this point.
With ERC, I remember this one person said, man, because he wanted me to jump on a 3-way call with him and his potential client. And he says, dude, I've been trying to close him for 2 weeks, and you get on there for 15 minutes and you closed him. Like, how can I learn from that? I'm like, seriously, there's no different between you and I. I just done the same presentation 1,000 times.
Right. Yeah.
That's it.
Absolutely.
And sometimes people need to hear it from someone else.
Yeah.
Right? Just to get the validation. That's it.
Well, Gunnar, his son's out knocking doors right now. We always had the manager close. Where if you couldn't close somebody, be like, let me call my manager real quick. It wouldn't be a manager, it'd just be like your buddy.
Yeah. Right.
But they'd be like, yeah, this is his manager. Sure, I'll give you $5 off. And they'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, we did that in the RV business all the time. We'd walk around, act like we're going to talk to the sales manager. We'd go grab a cup of water.
You're like,
come
okay.
back and be like, yep, we can do it.
Yeah.
I totally get that for sure.
So what got you in the RV business?
Honestly, just a random conversation my dad had so he had bought some RVs from some guys who worked at a previous dealership. They went and started one in Salt Lake, and they were basically going out of business. They knew my dad had money. At the time, my dad was trying to retire and get out of everything, and so he kind of approached me and was like, hey, I don't really want to do this. Do you want to do this? And at the time, I was doing the construction and a bunch of cabinet and kitchen stuff down in Ogden, and I was like, you know what? I always wanted to work with my dad, not for my dad. I was like, let's go do this together, be my mentor.
Yeah.
And so we kind of just started. The requirement with his investment in different things was I started at the bottom. So I literally started in sales, made my own living in sales, and became the operations manager. Never was a general manager because I didn't like to be. I'm more of like a behind the scenes ops guy, putting the pieces together. I don't really want to deal with customer complaints, different things like that.
Yeah.
And so one thing led to another, and we jumped off that. We had no idea how hard it was going to be, the complications of the RV business, the intricacies. We had RV'd our whole life and thought we could change it because we had issues with dealerships. The RV industry is the RV industry, and but it was great. That store was doing about $12 million a year, making no money. In 1 year, we flipped it to making money, and then went from 12 to it was like 12 to 14 to 65 million to 110 million. It was
doing big numbers.
Growth, yeah.
Does the revenue on that change, or did you have to invest a lot more to get those numbers?
Most of it was just buying stores, and we never had not made our money back in 1 year. So we would go buy these stores for what they thought was average RV trades for 2.5, 3 times earnings. What they thought they were getting 2.5, 3 times, we were looking at the low hanging fruit in our numbers and our system, and we'd usually make it back in 10 months or less. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, nice.
And you talked about, so one thing we normally go over in the podcast is superpowers. You talked about what you don't and you do and do like, and we're going to talk about your other businesses you have active now, but what would you say from your years as an entrepreneur, you would say maybe is a superpower or superpowers that you have?
I would say...
And why?
Probably 2, never quitting, because I found out a lot about myself, because we were going really, really great. The RV industry was fantastic, but my interest rate went from 3.25% to 11.5%.
So you were lending
probably
on
4 months. Yeah, I had $59 million in inventory. Wow. So all of a sudden now paying $700,000 a month in interest plus about $1.5 million in what they call principal curtailments, and so my cash flow switched, and so I just kept pushing forward and kind of hit on a little bit earlier. It's like I don't feel like in any situation I get worried or freak out, and like. There was multiple times the bank could call me and say, you need to give me $2.5 million today and pay off these trailers. And I'm like, call my CFO. I'm like, how much money we have? He's like, $100,000. I'm like, all right, cool. And like the attitude I had to have to hang up that phone call, walk into the dealership and have the greatest, everything's great and keep selling. That was, I feel like in any situation, even today, like something will happen and I'm like, guys, this is not a big deal. Like it's just a thing. We have to figure out how to get through this. And do it the right way. And I have these little war rooms, I call them, and like we get together, we just figure out the right answer and move on. And so I feel like as far as like a superpower, I feel like I have a few of them, but I think that one is that I just like nothing really phases me and you can't freak out. And I think I learned that from my dad. We had a very crazy accident. My brother got in a bad ATV accident going like 50 miles an hour, flipped off the side of a mountain, and like I thought he was dead. He was unconscious when I came up on him. And my dad just like walked down there, grabbed him. Hey, like Joe, his name's Joe, like rubbed his chest. Like I'm like losing my mind because my brother's dead, right? My dad just sat there and he was like, grabbed me and he's like, you cannot freak out. Freaking out does nothing for the situation. Wow. Yeah. I'm like,
and how old were you at the time?
This was like probably when I was like 18, 19. Wow. I mean, I was just like, okay, like dad doesn't.
So not a little kid.
Yeah. And I learned he had $100 million in commercial real estate in 2008 when the world was ending, right? And so he never freak out about anything. We never noticed as a family, our lifestyle, nothing ever changed. And he just doesn't really let things faze him. So I think I caught that on because I feel like that's what helped him move through, a lot of those hard times. And so I feel like that's been, kind of my thing is everybody comes to me when there's a problem because they know I'm not going to really freak out because it's just a thing.
Sure.
So
no, that's good that people come to you too. I mean, you learned it from your dad, and I'm sure. I don't know where your dad's at as far as retirement or whatnot, but I'm sure with what you're going through now with your business, you still use him as your business mentor from afar, almost like an advisor.
Absolutely.
Advisor.
Yeah. It's been fun because me and my dad, like for my whole working career since I was 18, like we did a lot of things together. So it was kind of weird to have a relationship. Every birthday, every Christmas, everything was business. And so it's been kind of fun to like break off. He doesn't have anything to do with what I'm doing, but it's more of like, he has no financial tie to it. So it's been fun to treat him as a dad, but like as that mentor that's like, you don't have anything to gain from this. And like, I'm not, because my biggest fear is losing people's money, right? So like I would always like, I don't want to lose my dad's money. I don't want to lose my dad's money. I don't like anybody. And so it's been fun to really learn from him as far as that point where he's like just telling me little bits and things. I'm okay. Like, yeah. So I'm very, very grateful. Very, very grateful for my mom and dad because they did everything together. And so my mom is also,
as you're saying that, I think because your kids are kind of little right now still, right?
Yeah.
And so I think, as you're talking about your relationship with your dad, I can already see that that's something where if your kids know they can come to you and that you'll have an even temper and not, or whatever, that's probably something that, a lot of people don't have. Is that ability to go really like talk to their dad about something.
Right.
And that's something like I've got 2 daughters and a son. And as even my daughter's 14, my oldest, we were talking about boys and dating and being out late and, all these things. That's one of those goals. How do I like maintain that level of like even keels when there is a big issue? She knows she can come talk to us.
Yeah.
She's not gonna like hide something because she's like, oh, my parents will freak out.
Right.
So there's like kind of that tie. So as I see that with you, I think that's a pretty cool lesson to be thinking about with business, but with family and all
yeah.
the
I mean,
things.
I'm never perfect, but like that is my goal is to just try to be. My daughter's now 14.
No.
I don't know. Like,
don't blink.
She gave my daughter's 7, and she gave a boy a hug when she left for school. I was like, what just happened?
Those are the moments when you're like, oh, crap.
What just happened? But, yeah. I mean, it's just that is like I just try to be as even keel as possible because I don't feel like when emotions get heavily involved that you can make the right decisions.
Sure.
And I think that's just what the I always say it's just a thing. It's just the situation. It's not me, it's not you, it's the situation. So let's just find the right answer, not sit here and try to prove who has the right answer. Let's just try to find the right answer, move on, and we'll just get through this. And so that's kind of my goal in pretty much every situation.
Yeah, so now moving to your timeline. So you then had the RV business, you end up exiting, and then what'd you get into?
So honestly, it was really weird for me to get out because that was quote unquote my identity.
Because how long was it? 5 years?
It was from 2018 to 2024, so almost 6 years. It was fun. Like we bought a jet or 3 of them, which was stupid. But
I've seen your podcast with Rich.
Yeah.
Talking about your jets.
And so we did that, and then like that was fun. Had a lot of friends and everything. And so like when I sold everything and like sold the planes and everything, like it was weird. Like a lot of the friends and like a lot of the circles I ran into kind of just died off. But it was really good for me.
Turned into former friends.
Exactly. And like I had, people in my life always say like friends will come and go and, they're there for a reason or a season. You've heard that before and like different things. And so trying to figure out what I was going to do. I met a guy at a golf retreat. His name is Vincent McCollum, genius marketer, one of the greatest partners I could ever dream of having. He's awesome. So we met at a golf retreat, right? Literally October, like a couple weeks before my finalization of the acquisition or the selling it. And then one thing led to another, and we created Blackjet Ventures. And we acquired a golf company, a data company, marketing company, a few other things that we've sold. But really now we're really honing in, on our what we both love is kind of more rev ops and more, helping companies and businesses, and we do that a lot through our company.
So that's a mouthful. You just shared a lot of information. So what I would love to do is for like the layman listening, or some 18-year-old or 20-year-old that's listening goes, okay, rev ops. What is rev ops? What is a data company? What do these do? Maybe just take like a minute and just dive into a little bit of what each.
Yeah, let's start with Blackjet Ventures
for sure. Yeah, so with Blackjet Ventures, what we have done really well, and is exactly what I did with the dealerships, is be able to acquire a company, see low-hanging fruit, look at the financials, and figure out the the little places that we're going to add or take away to make it more profitable. And sometimes, like I always told my team, like you can never save your way to $1 million. Like save, and then how can we add? And so
you can only trim the fat back so far.
Exactly. And so sales solves a lot of problems, right? And so that's what, when I talk about RevOps, that's what I'm really good at. And same with my business partner, Vince, but he's more on the marketing side. I'm more on like maybe the operational side, sales side, right? And so when we bought these companies, that's what our goal was, to look at the financials, look at how we do things, what are the lowest hanging fruit. And we throw it into our Black Jet system, we call it, and then we kind of, grow it. And it's not like, I don't like to grow incredibly crazy fast, because I want to break it first and kind of massage it, and then be able to lay that foundation. And then with our data company, that tool was actually built for our marketing agency, because we're both pretty good at marketing. And
so just out of necessity for yourself.
Yeah,
you made a tool.
I had some guys in the RV industry that were still hitting me up about marketing, because they knew that that was my superpower. Back in the RVs was culture and marketing. And I used the marketing to market my culture, which recruited a ton of people from around the country to come work for us. And so they would hit me up, and I'm like, there's got to be a better way to be able to market better, to be able to find shoppers. Because I've seen 800 credit scores, 6-figure incomes get denied RV loans every single day, because they don't have comparable credit. They don't have a lot of things. So it's more of a mortgage, if you think about that. It's more of a, like no one can just go buy an RV. It's the craziest thing, because everybody has it. So the tool was created to be able to help find those buyers out there. And then it kind of morphed into being like, hey, we could actually make a business out of this. And so that's kind of what we've done, is really morphed into more of our data company. And then, we'll do your marketing if you need us to.
So the company's Datos.
Yep.
Spell that.
DATOS.
Okay.
So just Spanish, Latin for data.
And so people that are listening, if they have their own business, like what would be your typical client?
Really anybody with a website and sales. We have door-to-door companies. We have actually a pickleball client. I know that's kind of your thing. Like we have pest control. We have roofing. We have CPG brands. We have it's kind of anything and everything, because our data monitors around 305 million people, which is almost the bulk of pretty much all of the United States. Around 65 billion buying intentions. And so our digital fingerprinting goes out there and monitors buying and shopping habits. And so we're not a database, because I don't store the data, because it's constantly changing. But if you have a plumbing business in Davis County, I can find everybody searching for plumbing, and I can measure their intentions by what they're doing out there on the web. And then I can give you the hottest buyers, and then it's up to you to market to them, reach out, that stuff. And then we also have so that's insights. With the data, with our shopping database, I guess you can call it. Then we have one called Imprint that I put some code in the back of your website. I can pull full contact record, financial information, credit score information, address, email. There's 78 different categories of things I can pull.
That you can pull.
And I can also measure their intention. So let's talk about retargeting. I do digital fingerprinting retargeting instead of IP address retargeting. So if you're at a Starbucks, like me and you when we met, we hop on the Wi-Fi, start researching for something. Most retargeting will retarget that IP address. So then you're wasting money going to Starbucks. But what I do is I measure your digital fingerprint. I look at that, and then I say, okay, Josh doesn't live at Starbucks, but we're going to start searching for, his search history.
Even though sometimes he might feel that way.
Right. And so as far as retargeting, like we're able to grab those people, put them in our data or in our platform, measure their intention, and only retarget to the people that are hot. So if they accidentally came to your website, obviously not a super big shopper, right? So then why waste the money? So that's what our goal is, to be able to help reduce the cost per lead and increase your ROAS.
So it sounds like, and tell me if I'm wrong, and maybe you have another service too, but you're helping let's use the plumber that has a company in Davis County. You're helping them get the customer past like first, second base, but it's up to them to take them home.
Right.
Is that right? Is that a good analogy?
Yeah. I mean, they're already shopping, right? They're looking, they're searching.
They're at the batter's box.
And so we've called people and did tests, like, I actually was looking for plumbing today. Or I was looking for roofing yesterday. Crazy you called. Different things like that. Because again, not a database like ZoomInfo and different things like that. That's years old database of just leads. Like we don't sell leads because they didn't opt into your service. They're just shopping out there, and so it's telling the better story, better message. You can segment them down by, like gender, ethnicity, if they smoke, non-smoke, if they live in a home, like homeowner, they live in a townhouse, they live in an apartment, like very detailed data information.
Yeah.
To be able
Which is crazy.
better.
Here's the funny thing too. As you're saying that, I'm sure you're going to get people that listen that go, oh, "I don't want my info." Like they're going to start freaking out. Like, I didn't realize that like Jason could like look back into my history.
Right.
There's a funny side of that. Do you remember the old movie with Tom Cruise where they solved the crimes beforehand? I can't remember what it's called now. And as they walk into the Gap, it scans their eyes and it says, "Hello, Mr. Anderton. How did the size 32 pants fit you?" Whatever. Like knew him as a shopper.
Right.
And I always look at that as like when the apps try to track you or things like that. I'm like, I would really rather be targeted on my ads, on my things for stuff that I'm looking for.
Right.
So I get annoyed when I see stuff that I'm like, that does not even like pertain to something that I would even ever buy. Yeah. So if you're going to take up my space in my feed or whatever, like I want it to be things that I actually look for. So I kind of am like intrigued with this because I think the people that are looking and they go, "Oh yeah, I was shopping for roofing."
Right.
Like, that's got to be great for them. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's all like we're SOC 2
it,
compliant. We have a relationship with the NCOA, which is the National.
Why don't you tell people what
Dangerous.
SOC 2 is? I know what it is, but
Yeah.
So basically, and my partner, I'll butcher this because I'm not the
it's a
data
security.
guy, but it's a security. We don't do anything illegal. We can't track exactly the search term that you created. I can't look, I can't reverse search.
Yeah,
so I
they're
can't
gonna
put your name in
Yeah.
and then search of what you're searching
yeah.
for.
Being that I was a company that we had to get SOC 2, it's very hard to get.
Yes.
Just so the audience knows, it took us over a year to get SOC 2 compliant.
And that's the part we acquired, and then we had to fill out a bunch of information in the acquisition, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But we were going to go build it, and then I had an opportunity and a crazy conversation to have with someone to acquire the same thing, and I'm like, I would rather just buy it. It's already done.
Yeah,
They do it the right way. They have the right devs. I didn't want to go. I'm not a dev guy. I don't want to go train a dev of something I have no idea what we're doing. Right. And so that was really important to us, especially scrubbing the data against the NCOA, because that's Big Brother's database. That's the USPS. And so when we are pulling our records, we scrub that, which that scrub is a six-figure plus scrub a month. That's how much the NCOA charges us to make sure that we're giving you accurate data. And again, you have to follow, like, we're just the database or the company that hands the shoppers. We use it as a DAS. So we sell you a subscription and you log in and do whatever you want to do. We give you the DNC. Can't call people on the DNC. You got to make sure there's opt-outs. There's a lot of compliance issues or a lot of compliance things on the business side. With us, we're kind of think of it as Google Tag Manager. When you go to a website, you don't opt into the Google Tag Manager. It's pulling your demographic and information regardless, and that's why we chose to do, like, cookies are a whole different compliance issue. That's what we chose to do it this way, and it's just better. And you're right, like, I'm a weird guy. Like, I like opting into things because I want to be marketed to cool things that I'm interested in. Like, why am I being marketed things that
I'm the same way. And then
we all get that now.
I'm the same way. And if it gets annoying, you just opt out.
Right.
You know, that's how I am.
Right.
You know, like, this is a little too much. You send me an email every other hour.
Yeah.
Right.
I just think, for as far as like the things I'm looking at. All right, you stay over there. We'll hit a quick pause. Yeah, right.
It's all good.
The one person that can get through on my phone. She calls me.
Yeah, that's okay. So anyway, kind of just going back to, like, you want to see the products that you actually want to see.
Right.
So that is pretty interesting. I think a lot of terms, I'm sure there's going to be people that listen to this that go, okay, I'm going to do some Googling now. Because like a lot of people maybe have never heard of SOC 2 or never heard of, like, even some of these things, which I think is great. So that's awesome.
So let's talk about Wedge. Obviously, that's the hats we have. So, I mean, you have
Wedge Golf.
You have a few different companies, but the couple we wanted to kind of pinpoint on this episode was Dados and Wedge. So tell the audience where Wedge started and where it's at today.
So Wedge started back in 2021 or 2. I keep getting it wrong, but by a guy named Dane Carlson and his other partners. We acquired it. Actually, we were at that golf retreat, and they were filming it. And I kind of made a joke that I was like, "Oh, I'd love to buy you guys," and they're like, "Oh, like, actually, we probably would sell it." And I'm like, "What?" And so that was kind of the first even acquisition on my own, without, like, just a bunch of partners, a bunch of different things. I ended up bringing Vince in, and we started making the company kind of after that, and then put everything underneath that Block Jet Ventures umbrella. But we do golf marketing content for pretty much every golf brand, or have worked with every golf brand out there, from the PGA Tour, Live Tour, to a bunch of different players, to Mizuno, TaylorMade, Scott Golf, which we actually have.
So create content, videos,
commercials. We've done commercials on golf channel.
So do you have your own in-house stuff, or do you sub a lot of the things?
We have our own in-house. We do sub some stuff out that's bigger, different things. We have kind of a group of people that work for us all across the country, as far as contractors. And so if we have different things, like we're doing a big vodka shoot in July 6th, and that'll be our LA crew, because great state of Utah, we can't ship the vodka here. So LA crew, we get that all done out there. But then we have a really good in-house team.
Cool. That's awesome.
So I love it because I love the golf industry. It's crazy. Like we went a couple weeks ago, or maybe a couple months ago now, we were with Sergio Garcia at his club in Austin. That was super cool to be able to golf with him. To be able to help brands come to market in the United States has been fun. We made a big announcement with Stubert Golf, which you probably never heard of, but they've been around 100.
Who's that?
Stubert.
Stubert, yeah.
Yeah, so they're like the OGs of the golf shoe back like in England back 100
It sounds like an English
years
name,
ago.
Yeah.
And so that's owned by Worldwide Golf Brands. They own like Ram Golf. They created Ram Golf and McGregor, and they own all those different companies. So we're helping them bring the U.S. market. So that's been really, really cool to create the relationships. And Vessel is one of our clients. Oh, wow. So we do all of Vessel's content. Been out to they actually fly out here every shoot, but we've been out to their warehouse. And
like what's kind of the goal with that? Like as ongoing, like we eventually want to get it to X. Like what's the goal with
our goal used to be like, we can get this to $1 million a month. And then we're like, $1 million kind of sounds miserable. But our goal is to, we're doing about what I hate to say it, like about what our goal is, run $100,000 a month in rev. Easy. Like I used to want to grow. Yeah. There's just some things that like when you think about having like, I think of things as plateaus. And so if I want to jump a plateau, that means more employees, more things, and then you become less profitable until you work your way across that
was the question with the RV companies.
Yeah.
Like, you might do a 10 extra revenue, but is your actual margin bigger? And then is it worth the lift?
Yeah, and often it's not. And so our goal is to keep growing slowly. We're kind of at one of our biggest goals right now. And then to start doing more digital marketing, data for a lot, because golf is so niche, right?
Especially since COVID. Golf is just exploding.
It's exploding. So hard to get it. I was just in San Diego, and like, there's how many courses in San Diego, and I could not find a tee time. It's just crazy.
Can I tell you the funny story too? Just real quick, because Sunday morning, my nephew was in town. We have a little family reunion going on, and so Saturday night he's like, "Hey, dude, let's just go shoot like 9 or something in Sunday morning."
Right.
We went to Valley View, got 9 at 6:05. But then after wanted to just make the turn, and it was booked. So we called 11 courses, like in Davis County, and couldn't get something until 4:30 on a Sunday. I was like, I thought Saturdays are busy, Sundays are busy-ish, but like we literally couldn't get one time before like 4:30 in the afternoon on Sunday. It was crazy.
No, it's insane. Like unless you're part of a club, but even clubs are busy, right?
So my club, I've been a member since 2019, and 3 years ago, like there was so many open spots. Like,
well, they were kind of giving away memberships for a second. Like, not
giving away, 2020, they were not
giving
anymore.
away. But I
have some friends that joined that. I'm so pissed.
Yeah. So that's why I became a member. But now it's like I have to book 3 or 4 days in advance to get a foursome. You know?
Which is still actually like not terrible, but especially for guys, it's hard to be like, what am I doing in 3 days? I don't know. Like,
that's our life, though.
Something, So,
and now they're even making a rule like if you cancel within 24 hours, they didn't have this rule until like 2 months ago because people are just hurrying booking it just so they have a spot, and they're like, I can't make it.
Really?
And they're like, dude, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Yeah,
it's a great industry. Like I love it.
Yeah.
It's been weird and kind of cool to like. I've played golf since I was a little kid. To be able to go in these meetings with like the CEOs of these multi-billion-dollar companies and these huge, and meet these players, it's like, this is wild.
Yeah, you start pinching yourself.
Yeah.
I've done that with my own business, and people will say to me, dude, I can't believe you're with this person or having lunch with this person. I'm like, I can't believe it either.
Right.
Like, and I'm not conceited. I pinch myself. I'm like, I can't believe that I just met this new person, and this person is honestly just the same as me.
I know. Can you believe that we met Jason today?
I know.
Isn't that crazy? It's
wild. He drove all the way up there for it.
No, I'm just kidding. So,
I appreciate you guys.
No, that's awesome. But so I guess really kind of wrapping things up a little bit is with all these things that you've got going on, what are some of the highlights that you would say like you look forward to over the next little bit?
Really growing Dados.
That
has become, it's been so fun. And like we have talked to some Fortune 50 companies about using our data. Like one of them is the largest company in the world. Like it's crazy. The largest bank in the world. And like, it's insane what we've been able to do in just such a short amount of time. And I mean, I personally think I'm helping businesses because I'm like, hey, stop wasting your ad spend, stop wasting your money. And then, I mean, RevOps, right? Like I want everybody to win. So I'm really, really excited about that. And honestly, just like living a not super uberly complicated life. Like that's, it's nice. So straightforward. And like we have built that company so we could hit $1 million a month and our cost is still going to be 10, 15,000 a month. Like it scales very, very good. So that it's been very, very intentional and I'm very, very excited about that company just because in such a short amount of time that it's been, it's like, again, pinch myself because this shouldn't have been like this, but it's working right now. Working.
It's crazy. The successful businesses sometimes aren't ones that we even had plans to do.
Right. I never thought I'd be in tech. Yeah. I've helped some tech companies, consulted with them. One of them is an automotive technology, I just know dealerships. So I've helped them with a bunch of stuff there. But never thought but like, it's funny because I'm like, up until 3 months ago, this was for internally ourselves.
Sure.
We had no intention of ever expanding it.
Exploding.
And now it's like, actually, this is kind of becoming our business. So
there you go. That's cool. Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, dude, it's been so good to get to know you a little bit and know more about you. Like I said, I've seen you online and seen some things here and there, but it's been good to sit down with you.
What's the best way they can find you?
Social media, I'm pretty active on Instagram, just Jason Haugen. It's Haugen. LinkedIn, I'm on there, my name. But really, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
All right.
Reach out. You're pretty accessible. There you go. Cool.
Awesome. Sure. Thanks, Jason. Thanks for coming up.
Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, and until next time, invest in your future.
Invest in yourself.
This is the Flat Bill Investors Podcast signing off.